Hello, welcome. This is an overview of the administration of Azurebrite. I'm sure I'll miss a few things, so if you have any specific question, ask me on the forum. Okay, so I'm gonna log in. So if you're logged in as host or admin, you'll see this top menu here, right? I'll try to go one by one, or at least I'll try to pass the most essential features. Okay, so let's start by adding modules. Here you can click add content, and here you'll see all the modules that I installed. Basically, you just click on any module that you want to add and it will appear there. For every module, of course, you could all move them right to left, wherever you want. What else do they have in common? They have settings in common. You can delete them, reinstall them. I'll explain that more in details after. This is a HTML module, so I'm going to click on edit and you'll see the editor appear. What's cool about this editor is that it's already integrated with the blob storage, so you can actually add all the images in the extension, in the file manager, and just add it then from the editor. Okay, so let me log out and show you the editor view rapidly. Oops, wrong password. Okay, so basically the idea here is that the site pretty much looks the same, right? So you only have a little menu here. Let's go to the product. Go back to the product page, and what's cool is the editor. The editor now is inline. It's much easier for the editor. You can change pictures. You can also change your title. I think it does an autosave every few seconds, but it's not always updating. It only updates when there's actually a change in the page, right? So, and for any other modules a little bit more complicated, there's a menu here where you can go to the admin page, and you could, and specific for that module, you could always go to the mobile, and there's also a file manager with specifics for a specific folder for the editor. Okay, so let's go back to the site settings. So I'm going to go back and log in as host. This is my first tutorial, so hopefully I'm going to get better with time. Okay, so site settings. Okay, so here we got the default settings for the whole site. And I'm going to go a little bit faster here because there's a few features, but basically in this page we see themes, layout. I'll be making a tutorial specific for that it's the look and feel of your website, right? You got the mobile device redirection. And let's go to cache. Okay, so here's a little bit different than other traditional CMS because you have distributed cache, right? Basically, it's really simple. If you don't want no cache for your whole website, well, you click none. Then you got server, that is actually the memory of your server. And if you have more than 2 instances, recommend distributed cache, and you can choose between Azure or Blob. If you have any more specific question, ask me on the forum. Here you can clear all cache. It could be Blob, Azure server, or it will clear it. Also, you can have certain pages with Blob, other pages with Azure, other pages with server. But here you're setting up the default cache that you're going to be using. Okay, let's go see other. It's pretty simple. You got the portal name, the language, right? You can have many portals all with different languages. The time zone. For time zone, basically all time is stored in Azure on using UTC, Universal Time. So you want to know what time you want to display it, right? You got Google Analytics, and here you could add any meta that you want, and it will insert it if it's necessary. Rapidly, here admin basically is just you want to choose a specific theme for your admin. Usually the default is good, but sometimes you want some specific theme. Okay, we're gonna go to page settings because it's pretty similar to site settings. So here I'm in the product page. I'm gonna go to page settings, and this is the page settings of product, right? So if ever I want to break the defaults, or let's say I want to put another theme, I can select it here. So I can have a default theme for all the pages except this one that I want to change it, right? Or with different layouts. SEO meta, pretty much everything important for SEO. You got a title, the description, the keywords. Then you got JavaScript. And it's all many modules, so you're going to see a lot of JavaScript files, but basically for every page you can decide what JavaScript you want on that page. Same thing for CSS. Then you got cache. Basically here I'm using the default value that is in site settings, but I can change it to Azure or Blob if I want. And you got access here, basically who you want this page to be accessed by, who's allowed to access it, right? This is a typical CMS feature. You can use, these are the roles that I have, and you can select whichever you want or not, right? Okay, let's check email settings. So it's integrated with SendGrid because you can send, I think, 200 emails a day for free. But so you just put your username, password, and you can use their options. But if you want to use custom, you can use your own SMTP server and you just fill up the information. Let's check host. Okay, I'm just gonna show this page rapidly because when I'm in my desktop, I usually seem to be coming to this page, mostly for debugging, or you're debugging a module, and I always want sometimes just a free new fresh install. So basically we click there, does a fresh install in case, mostly if you're in production, it does a backup because this can be dangerous, right? You're erasing the whole site and starting from zero. And sometimes when you are debugging more the mobile portal, well, you need to reset only the mobile side, and that's where you click here. Okay, well, I guess the tutorial is taking a little bit longer than expected. I didn't even get to the mobile part yet. Let me show you backup and restore. Basically, for the last 2 weeks, you can restore your site at any point. It does a backup by default every 4 to 6 hours, but you can change that. Then you got the file manager, where it's a file manager, but it's just for the blob storage, where you can integrate it with your website and all your modules. And the user is a typical user account where you can add users, delete users, roles, give them roles. Okay, so to finish, I'll be talking about the extensions. With the extensions, basically it's where you extend your site by adding them modules. You can install, delete modules by adding themes. How you do that, you'll go just scroll down. In this case, there's not many themes, and you just choose a theme. Let's put the default, click install, and you'll install it. In some cases, you need to reinstall because this is a little bit different than a normal server. So if you did modification to a module or a theme, you're gonna have to reinstall it to get the latest version. I'm gonna get more details in other tutorials on that. You can always delete them, delete modules, delete themes. Okay, so this is the end of the first part of the tutorial. At the second part, we'll be talking about the mobile CMS.